You are now tuned in to the GNWY podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the GNWY podcast. And today we have an amazing guest with us today. And to start this whole new set off and everything right, we brought in, actually we didn't bring in, the man came in himself.
Hey, I came in looking for you. I was like, I want to sit with this guy. I want to sit with Jordan.
We got Ed Eason in the building, everybody. Give it up for him. Yeah. You're holding cameras, so yeah. Excellent. Well, we appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah, man.
All the way from Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, man. So good to be here.
How long was that drive?
About 10 hours. 10 hours. It's easy, though.
It's easy?
Straight drive.
You were last time that we FaceTime, you were talking really big about you have the most memories whenever you're in a van with all of your guys traveling the nation, right?
Yep.
And so I want to jump, for one, give a little rundown of who Ed is.
All right. Who is Ed?
You're not just a cool guy with a cool hat and everything. So
and I wear the coolest hats.
Of course.
Who is Ed? Guitar player, been in Nashville for years. I play for a lot of different artists. Main one, Carrie Underwood, been with her for 15 years.
Got you.
Play with a lot of other people. Super fortunate guy. Get to play some really cool stages, do cool things. Big advocate of mentoring.
Okay.
Big part of my story, big part of my journey. Actually, a big part of why I'm even in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of it. I'm a guy who. I got my hands in all sorts of things because I just discovered life is short, and I just pursue the things that are exciting to me. So it's like I'm a guitar player, I'm this, I do that. I'm all over the place.
Got you.
Man.
That's what's up, man. And how long have you been doing like the traveling gig with like playing guitar, doing all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So I mean, 20 years, 20 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So it's been quite the journey.
Tell me the best. I want to hear the best story on the road, and whether it's like dangerous, exciting, hilarious. I don't care. What's your most memorable story?
Best one. This actually isn't a performance one.
Okay.
I'm sitting on an airplane. We are taxiing out.
Okay.
As we're taxiing down the runway, I hear a sound. Doom, doom, doom. And I'm thinking, that's a weird noise. I fly on a lot of planes, and I've never heard that sound while going down the runway. And so
you're starting to go down.
We backed up, and now we're starting to we're inching our way to the runway to take off.
Right.
And I keep hearing this noise, this banging noise, and I'm thinking, that's kind of a weird noise.
Right.
And so finally, I just thought, this isn't right. Someone needs to say something here.
Someone needs to say something.
And I decided I'm the guy of all these hundreds of people on a plane trying to get somewhere.
Y'all ain't gonna do it. I gotta do something. Yeah.
I was like, man, someone's gonna do something. So I hear this noise, and I just reach up there and I hit the call button, and anyway, they turned it off.
Turned your call button off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Jordan, one thing you gotta know about me: nobody turns off my call button.
Of course. Yeah. Exactly. I'm Ed Eason.
Yeah.
I turned on the call button.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I feel scared.
Ed feels scared, and he needs to feel safe right now.
Right.
So anyway, they turn it off. Well, I reach up there, and very slowly, because I'm thinking, man, this is like, I don't know if I should be doing this, but something's not right.
Right.
So slowly, I reach up there and I push the button again. Well, then they come on the speaker from the front of the plane, and they say, "We'll take care of you once we're up in the air."
Ed, calm down. Sit back in your seat.
If this is an emergency, press the button again. And I sat there, I just sunk my head down. And I thought, crap, if I push this button again, they're getting ready to come back here. And if it's nothing, I'm going to be that guy who just delayed everything.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I got to do it. So again, very slowly, I just stuck my hand up, and I just hung my head down in shame, and I pushed the button.
Right.
So they come back. They ask me, what's the emergency? What's the problem? And they're not very happy with me at all. By the way, they've stopped the plane.
Okay.
We're going down.
They turned it off and everything?
Oh, they haven't. I mean, we're not rolling anymore.
Okay.
We were rolling.
Right.
Now we're not rolling.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there. They walk back to me, and I said, they asked what the emergency was, and I said, there's a sound. There's kind of a thumping sound.
Right.
And I don't think it's right.
Right.
And they said, okay. They go back up to the front, and they say on the announcement, said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back to the gate to assess something with the plane to see if there's anything wrong. Now I'm thinking, I've just stopped a complete flight of people trying to get wherever we're going. We're trying to get somewhere. We've got a flight to catch, another flight to catch.
Yeah.
And I've just completely shut down a whole plane, and we're going back to the gate. Anyway, we're sitting there. Lo and behold, after however long, they get back on the deal once we get back to the gate, and they said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on another plane. We have a flat tire, and we're going to – we have a tire that is flat, and we're going to have to get on another plane. And so that's my most memorable moment because I stopped the whole plane, and I was scared to death. I was like, please let something be wrong with this plane. I never wanted something to be wrong with a plane so bad in my life. Please, Lord, let something be wrong with this plane.
Yeah. That is wild. So if you didn't say anything, then y'all probably would have been
Who I wouldn't be here, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So that's my favorite story.
That's your favorite.
That's my favorite road story. That's one of my most memorable ones. How about that? Yeah.
Most memorable. That makes sense. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Well, you came in, man, with some high demands. Okay. Coffee.
Yep.
Okay. Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
And then trail mix.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
you forgot one.
And then wait. Oh no, red M&Ms. You said red M&Ms.
I legit sent the text.
You did. Yes. That's what he said. He said, I want those red M&Ms, and it better be 98 degrees in that room.
Yeah.
Or Ed's not coming.
Yeah.
So no, man, you're an amazing guy, and even being on the phone with you, talking about vision, talking about passion and purpose, and everything that you're doing with your whole launching pad thing, it's super dope. So
thank you.
I would love to hear everything what brought you out to Oklahoma. And for one, you traveled 10 hours. That's a long trip, right?
Yeah.
What made you even want to start this whole,
this whole thing?
Journey, man.
This whole journey. Recently I had a friend of mine, T.W. Shannon, reach out to me.
Yeah.
He and I were speaking at a conference a while back and a few years ago, and we just kind of, I just really like the guy a lot. We've kept in touch.
He's dynamic, man.
He's dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And so he's become a friend of mine, and he knows kind of my heart for mentoring and all these different things that I do, and so we got on a phone call to explore some ideas of how they, as a bank. Ideas of how they would like to serve the community, because they believe in serving the community, but wanted to explore some different ideas and what's a creative thing that we could do.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of proposed an idea to them about, hey, let's do something called the launch pad. And what the launch pad is, like you guys as a bank, you recognize people need more than just finances, right?
Yeah.
If you're trying to pursue some big idea, as you know, it's like we need more. Sometimes we need mentors to come alongside us. We need connections.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of proposed that, hey, look, why don't I come to town and do this thing called the launch pad? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come to town, find people who are trying to dive into big ideas and big dreams.
Yeah.
And then help them accomplish that. Either A, I'm going to come alongside them and mentor them, or B, I'm going to connect them with other mentors who can help them. And so how do we take this idea that's stirring inside of you and bring it to life? And if there's something that you're working on already, then how do we take that idea and then help you scale it up to the next level?
Gotcha.
And sometimes some of that stuff might be internal things that people wrestle with. I think it's probably more common than not.
Right.
The internal.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's why I'm in town. So I'm coming to town. All throughout the year, and just walking alongside people, helping to launch big ideas. That's it.
So what's the most difficult part of like being in that philanthropic world? Like, because I feel like a lot of people, especially within your shoes, like that are doing some amazing like performances. Like some people just know, Ed, like he's just an amazing guitar player. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's another depth and level to Ed Eason. You know what I'm saying? And so what made you what are you seeing as the hardships of doing the actual philanthropic side of what you do?
Well, I think sometimes the hard thing is just trying to figure out, identifying what projects to jump into. Because there's a lot of need out there, right? I mean, there's so many people with a lot of ideas, and so it's just trying to sift through some of that. And then I think the other challenge is, who are the people that you're going to connect them with, right? And so for me, I technically, let's just say, I'm an outsider, right? I'm not from Oklahoma City. I don't live in Oklahoma City, so I don't have a lifetime of relationships that I've built
right,
or a network, if you will.
Yeah.
And so for me, part of it, the challenge is me just being boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And just really connecting with lots of people and just, some of the leaders and influencers, because look, I don't just need to identify people who are trying to launch ideas and what those ideas are and help them sift through those ideas.
Yeah.
But I've got to have a network of people that I can place, that I can link people up together, because that's what's really important.
Exactly.
And so, so I think that part of the challenge is just getting boots on the ground and just going and meeting all the people that I think could be a great value and asset to some of these people, who are trying to launch these ideas. Yeah. Fortunately, I love people and I love walking with people and all that stuff. So it's easy. It's super easy for me. To get in the room and visit with anybody and build those relationships.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's wired that way.
That seems like that's a deeper purpose, you know what I'm saying, for you. You know what I'm saying? You seem like a great connector of sorts, And so like where did that whole thing start? Was it just like being a performer that comes naturally, or like have you always been like I like people so much that I'm gonna connect people with people?
Well, it's interesting. So I did a deep dive about I don't know, it's 4, 5, 6 years ago. I don't remember what it was, but I personally was sifting through some different ideas that I was thinking, this seems interesting, or this idea, and I think a lot of us we've got many things that are kind of interest to us.
Yeah.
But for me, I really wanted to identify whatever thing I wanted to dive into. Did it really align with who I am and how I'm wired, right? So there can be something that's a great idea, but it doesn't mean we should go do it, right? And it doesn't mean it's not a good idea for someone else to go do.
Yeah.
But if you want to go do this thing and it involves lots of people, but you're really not into being around lots of people, I'm not saying don't do that, but it may be hard, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And so for me, it was like, well, so how am I wired? How am I designed? And so I did a deep dive to kind of understand the things that really excite me. Like when am I at my best? Like when I walked away from situations to where I felt alive. Like, man, I was made for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we all have those moments where we go do something